All right, guys, so today we're going to talk about 6 businesses that you can start today, even if you have zero money to begin with. Now, I always do like to reference other videos if a video of mine or a topic is inspired by another video that another creator has made. So I will link to a video down in the description that Justin Siliker actually just did, and it's titled 5 Legit Business Ideas to Start Up in 2019. That's the inspiration for this video topic today, so we're gonna take it and we're gonna run with it. Now, before we jump into these actual 6 business models, I do wanna stress that these are not just side hustles that you can do. I'm not gonna tell you to essentially go take surveys online and earn $10 a day, or maybe drive for Uber or Lyft, or even rent out like some of your electronics if you're not using it. Now, I do have an entire side hustles playlist though, if you're more interested in learning about that. I will also link that in the description below if you want to reference that after you're done watching this video. But today's 6 business models are going to be ones that you can obviously do a little bit on the side if you're just looking for initial, capital and startup money, or you can obviously scale them up to a full-time business if you want to go that route and you happen to like them. So the best part about this is they're scalable. You can turn them, from literally just a side hustle where you're doing like an extra hour a day all the way up to a full-time business. So without further ado, here's 6 businesses you can start up with zero money today. All right, so number 1, and jumping right in now, is basically just a service-based business. Now, this is something I've preached, time and time again on this channel, realistically, and there is a reason for that. It's literally one of the best, if not the best, businesses that you can start as a new entrepreneur if you don't have any cash to invest, into a business long term. If you don't have a grand to hop onto a private label product, if you don't have money to spend on ads to run a dropshipping store, well then this is probably your best bet. The reason being is you don't need any money to get initially started with it, and you're making, practically 100% profit margin, because once you sign somebody or you go out and, basically hire a client, you're basically making, whether that's $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, it's practically 100% profit margin once you acquire that client. So you can spend sweat equity, and the great part about this is, you can basically form this around anything that you're good at, or really any skill that other businesses, companies, or entrepreneurs, find valuable or are looking for. So I'm gonna give you a couple of examples of this. Consulting would be a great one. That's one that I do. And if you have a skill, maybe you're good at, investing in stock markets. Maybe you know a lot about real estate investing. Maybe you know a lot about dropshipping or Amazon private labeling. Well, you can basically run a consulting business, and let's take private labeling for example. Well, not only can you run a consulting business for other entrepreneurs that want to get into that, but you can also go to, mom and pop stores or people that are selling clothes, or just other items essentially, and aren't necessarily on Amazon, and you can pitch them, being a client for you, and you basically throwing all their stuff on Amazon so they can reach Amazon's customers and basically have another avenue to push their products. That is very, very valuable, not just to entrepreneurs, but to other small businesses alike. Another great example is one that I actually outsourced, and that is social media marketing. Now, I do not have enough time during the day. I like to focus on creating content and editing and doing a lot of other stuff like the consulting and basically running my businesses on a day-to-day basis. So I don't necessarily have time to spend 4 hours a day. Not that it should, you should be spending 4 hours a day, but if you're trying to grow on social media to any certain degree or any, scale that process up, you're gonna have to invest time to curate posts and create good content. Also, you're gonna have to engage with your audience, and build a following up like that. You have to engage with other pages, and you have to spend time on those platforms. So while I still do focus on it a little bit, I've actually outsourced a lot of that to a family member who finds these posts that I've basically given them, parameters to find. They send me posts, I go over them and I okay them for them to post. They find relevant hashtags, and then they basically post them. Now, I still engage with everybody. I am still the person that, responds to comments here and there, but I don't have to go out and find the posts. I don't have to basically curate them, and I don't have to focus on any of that stuff whatsoever. I also have outsourced some clipping to my other YouTube channel, which if you guys have not checked out, is basically just more short form content a lot of times that, you know, instead of watching like a long 15-minute video, for the people that don't have time, I basically outsource some of the clipping stuff to other people so that I don't have to necessarily do that all myself. So that's a great example of things that you can basically hire. You can, you know, do editing, you can do social media marketing, all things that are valuable to entrepreneurs and other businesses. Some other great examples, you have SEO. So if you're good at SEO, you know, that's a great avenue to go. Copywriting, you know, running ads, whether that's YouTube ads, Facebook ads, you know, Google AdWords, whatever it is, Bing ads, it doesn't matter. Another great example would be web design and building landing pages for people. Those are very, very valuable skills. So all those things are something that you might already be good at, or there's something that you can develop in a pretty short period of time. We're talking if you spend, you know, even 5 hours a day learning that stuff, you can realistically learn how to build landing pages pretty well, how to do copywriting and different techniques, you know, SEO and stuff like that, and provide those services to businesses. And it might only take you a week to a month to actually learn that if you put the time and effort in. So it's all about sweat equity here. You're spending that, and then you're basically taking 100% profit margin once you sign a client. So service-based business, phenomenal way to go. Next, we're gonna talk about one that's pretty, you know, gonna hit home for a lot of you here on this channel, and that is arbitrage. Now, I don't necessarily do arbitrage with no money. I like to buy products very cheaply, and then I resell them for a higher profit margin. But you might be sitting there asking yourself, how can you do arbitrage with no money? Well, there are a lot of ways actually. You can go on Craigslist and look at free things that people are giving away. A lot of times people will be giving away just an endless supply of books. Well, you can list them on Amazon and flip them for a profit. You can also list them on Mercari, eBay, and other sites alike. A lot of other places like OfferUp or LetGo, or there's a number of other apps and avenues you can go to, flea markets, and you know, basically negotiate for pennies on the dollar. And you know, you might need $1 here and there, but it's very, very cheap. But Craigslist, LetGo, OfferUp, all have free you know, marketplace integrations where you can basically see who's giving what away for free and then flip it. So that's a great way to do it as well. Another great way to do it, you know, if you're not interested in Mercari, eBay, or you know, anything like that, and you don't want to flip that type of stuff, you're not trying to go out and get that stuff, you know, from somebody that's giving it away, would be to start a Poshmark closet. Now, everybody, I don't care who you are, everybody has old clothes that they don't like or don't wear anymore. Or you have a family member who has old clothes that you don't like, that they don't like and don't wear anymore. You can list them on a site like Poshmark, flip them for money initially, and then use that profit to go into wholesale right from the Poshmark app and website and scale a business up that way. Now, I have an entire course on this, and I actually have entire courses on a lot of these different topics, and I usually sell those, but today I'm gonna do something very special on the channel. I'm gonna link all those courses related to the things that I'm going over here in this video. Down in the description, those will be free discount links. 100% free, no catches, you don't have to submit an email, you don't have to do anything, it's just a free link to give you some value. So I have an entire Poshmark course that will literally teach you that among lots of these other business models that we're gonna talk about, and I feel like that can really help you out. So another thing that I wanna talk about is you can go to, you know, a family member or a friend and find things around their house to sell for free and acquire them. This is something that I talked about in a recent video where I basically did a video that, you know, what would I do if I lost everything and I had to start over? Well, that was one of the things that I would do. I would go resell stuff around the house or clothes that I don't use anymore to build up some initial capital, maybe like 500 to $1,000, and then invest that in creating a business online. But you can basically do that, and if you want to check that video out, I will drop that in the description and that up in the right-hand corner as a card for you right now. Number 3, moving on, is one that's basically hit home for me, and I love this business model. And I'm gonna combine two here. So it's gonna be content creation and creating content combined with affiliate marketing. Now, you can create content and throw it up to earn money on many different platforms. And just like the last business model, or the first business model, I apologize, and the last one, you don't need any money to get started creating content. You can use your cell phone, which is basically free for you. You don't need to have a special camera. You don't need to have a special microphone. Those things help, don't get me wrong. But you can start for free and start building an audience up and generating ad revenue or creating courses. So some of the ways that you can create content and combine that with affiliate marketing would be YouTube. So you can create a YouTube video, and then once you hit that threshold, obviously, you can start earning ad revenue on your YouTube videos. You can also link and make money right from the beginning with affiliate marketing. So if you're doing a video like this, you know, the top 5 businesses or whatever that you can start in 2019, well then you can link relevant affiliate links. Maybe if somebody else has a course and you don't, you can link their course for a relevant affiliate link to that specific business model and make an affiliate commission. So that's a great way that you can start it very, very quickly. YouTube videos, I highly recommend that you do. Some other examples, you have ebooks. So you can write an ebook and throw it on Kindle Publishing and make passive income. It doesn't cost you anything but your sweat equity to get started. Another thing, you can record audiobooks. That's another great way. And I actually been looking into this heavily, fairly recently. I haven't gone ahead and done that because I just feel like I'd rather create video content. It's more appealing to me and I like the process. But you can do audiobooks if you don't want to get on camera, and you can make passive income that way as well. Now, one that I love personally is creating courses. So you can also create courses. You can throw them up on sites like Udemy, on sites like Skillshare, on sites like Pluralsight, or you can go, big and basically create your own, premium course and throw it up on a site like Teachable or Kajabi, although you might have to pay for that if you want to scale that up to any certain degree. But you can get started for free. Both of those, I believe, have free trials and free integrations, although you might be paying a high fee per sale, I think. Don't quote me on that. But creating courses and creating content is a phenomenal way to make money if you don't have any money to get started. Now, another thing that's fairly recent is actually Facebook. Facebook actually pays creators ad revenue now. I don't know if the majority of you knew that. And I actually did a video on this. I'll drop it up in the right-hand corner as a card, and I'll drop it in the description below if you want to check that out. And they pay creators ad revenue now. Obviously, you have to hit their threshold. So there's 2 different things that you have to hit. The first is, I believe, 10,000 followers. So 10,000 likes or follows on your Facebook page. And I believe there's another thing, kind of like the watch time. It's like, I want to say it's like 2,033 second views or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, so look into it, but check that video out that I dropped if you want to learn more about that. So that's another great way. Now, moving on to number 5, and this is something that I actually did, that I don't talk about a lot when I first got started. So I got started with social media marketing, and I got started with arbitrage and, a little bit of reselling. I also was doing online tutoring. Now, I recommend a site like Wyzant, and I have an entire course on this as well, and I'll be sure to drop it for free in the description for you if you want to go that route as well. Now, I earned, and if you start on a site like Wyzant, you can realistically right away be earning like $40 an hour. So you are still trading your time for money, but you can tutor subjects that you love. It doesn't, if you're good at English, tutor English. If you're good at math, tutor math. But also you can tutor other things like poker and sports and literally anything that you can imagine, chess, and you don't have to actually go physically to the person to actually tutor them. So you can tutor them fully online. There's a full online integration now, which actually didn't really exist when I was doing it, but you can earn great money doing that if you're willing to put the work in, and obviously that doesn't cost you anything. It's just every percent of your hour. So if you earn 40, Wyzant might take like $10 of that 40 and you're only netting 30 an hour. However, the more you tutor, obviously the more your ratings go up, so the more money you'll make and the more clients you'll have. But also, that percentage that Wyzant takes becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. So they take a large percentage when you start, and then as you accumulate hours, they start to take a smaller and smaller and smaller percent. So highly recommend that if you're into, basically tutoring and making money that way. You can do it on the side or you can do it full time, whatever you would prefer. And finally, number 6 would be freelancing. Now, perfect examples of this would be Fiverr and Upwork, but there are a number of other freelance websites out there that you can look into. I used to sell on Fiverr. I never actually hopped on Upwork and did any gigs. I listed a couple, never sold any, and then I kind of bagged it. Now this was like 2 years ago, but I have sold on Fiverr a lot. And some of the things that I sold on Fiverr were like personalized macronutrient plans, personalized workout programs, and I'd also redo people's tags and basically generate the most relevant tags for their videos on YouTube. So that was other things that I did. I also sold email marketing gigs, but the best gigs that I would suggest that you go to on Fiverr would not be creating like macronutrient plans or anything that you have to spend your time making. You can go that route if you want to, and that can work very well. However, in my opinion, the best gigs that you can sell on a site like Fiverr or even Upwork would be to, are gigs that you don't have to spend your time doing. So we're talking gigs that you can outsource, or software gigs that you can basically turn the software on and the software will do it for you. You don't have to spend an hour to provide a $5 or $10 gig. The software is gonna do it for you. So what do I mean by that? What are some examples of doing that? Well, you can outsource. So your Fiverr gigs, you can outsource to Upwork. Your Upwork gigs, you can outsource to Fiverr. Obviously making sure that you're basically earning profit on those. And then it's basically free money. It's basically freelance drop shipping, which is something I've talked about a little bit in the past, and it can work fairly well. Now, examples of software you can use would be, like I said, TubeBuddy. So I used to, when people would buy my gigs to, learn the best tags for their YouTube videos, that's not me, just pulling them out of thin air. I have a software that does that I pay $9 a month for. All I have to sell is 2 gigs, and that pays for the software, and then every gig after that is 100% profit. So that's a great way as well. Another great thing that I used to do, that's another example of software that you can implement, would be Atomic Email Hunter. Now, I've done countless videos on Atomic Email Hunter on this channel. Just look into the email marketing playlist and you will see countless examples of this. Basically, in short, all it is it's a software that generates emails practically endlessly around a targeted keyword phrase. So if somebody came to me and they were interested in Amazon FBA, well, I could type Amazon FBA literally into Atomic Email Hunter, go to sleep, wake up, and there might be 5,000 emails there. There might be 10,000 emails there, all related to Amazon FBA. So that is 100% profit once I buy the software, which I believe was $90 initially. And that's actually something that you can get for free in my email and affiliate marketing mastermind course and my CPA marketing mastery innovation course, which also will be referenced in that email marketing playlist. If you want to check more about that, I'll drop a card up in the right-hand corner and a link down in the description below. So that will be my best advice for freelancers out there. Don't spend your time, use software and sell gigs that you can basically outsource or run software to implement. So I hope you guys like this. I put a lot of thought into this video. Those are 6 businesses that you can start today that literally you could start with 0 money initially and start making money this week realistically. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up if you appreciate the value in it today. But I want to hear from you. What do you think the best business in 2019 is? Do you think it's, Shopify dropshipping? Is it private labeling? What do you think and why? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.